Today I discuss the summary of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. So, Leaf of Grass is a collection of poetry written over Walt Whitman's entire lifetime, organized thematically into sections. Whitman revised and added to the book throughout his life, the final edition being published only months before his death in 1891. Whitman was intentional in not organizing the book in any chronological way. Instead, he was concerned with the journey of the poetry. He desired that the reader would see a self formed through the words and themes of the book. The opening section, Inscriptions, gives the readers an overview of the work and the uh, purview of its author. Whitman names the subject of the work oneself. This is not only Whitman's self, though he certainly identifies himself as the hero of the epic, but it is also the reader's self as well as a more encompassing democratic self. The subject then is Whitman, the reader, and the nation. The themes of inscriptions are as varied as the themes of the entire book. He writes poems of a political, social, personal, and sexual nature, all ideas that he will elaborate on the later sections. Starting from uh, Pau, Paumanok is a kind of roadmap for the literary work ahead. Whitman understands the entire book as a journey, and so he begins with his own beginning of self awareness and poetic inspiration as a boy on Long Island, New York. Whitman intends here to name those that will accompany him on his journey, and he catalogs a vast list of people and places that will play a part in his travels. His poems are of these peoples and for these people. Whitman, however, is not just concerned with the physical but with the spiritual as well. His own soul is named as a character in the book, and his poems, he says, are written with the soul in mind. Song of Myself is a collection of the individual. It is one of the book's original poems, appearing in the first 1855 edition, although it did not take its final form until the 1881 edition. Whitman does not call on religious methods or traditional institutions to help create his self. Instead, Whitman becomes the uh, quite, quintessential modern man, created through nature and created through his own journey of self-discovery. In Song Myself, Whitman is creating his own poetic world, and he is creating himself as a character within the world. He encompasses both the best desire of the human flesh and the loftiest vision of the human soul. As he describes it, he becomes multitudes calamus, one of the most controversial sections of the book because of its vivid autoerotic and homosexual themes, moves from a celebration of the self to a celebration of what Whitman terms manly love. Whitman is chiefly concerned with the love that men feel for each other. He means not just brotherly love or familial love, but sexual love as well. In Calamus, Whitman seeks to become joined with another man in and intimate a way as possible. The relationship that men feel for each other, he believes, is incomplete until all facts of friendship are explored. It is only through these facts of love that a person can come to understand the true nature of another person and the meaning of another being. This is the basis of the democratic relationship and the pursuit expression of it. In the poem Crossing uh, Brook, Brooklyn Ferry, Whitman moves from the interpersonal experience of relationship to an exploration of the unity of the cultivated population. While observing cowards of people crossing the river from Brooklyn into Manhattan, Whitman gains a vision of the unity of all things. He knows that future generations will feel the same feelings, ask the same question, and contemplate the same thoughts that he has while on this fairy ride. All people in all time are joined together in a great scheme. Whitman does not attempt to name the scheme, for he is not attempting to write philosophy or theology. Instead, he only seeks for his reader to become joined with him, to understand that they are unified through time and through the affair. Whitman lived through some of the most tumultuous years in the history of the United States. He was a witness of and participant in the United States Civil War, which lasted from 1861 to 1865. Whitman chronicles that this profound history given in the sections Drum Taps and Memories of President Lincoln. Drum Taps begins with a celebration of a call to arms. Whitman sees the promise of the democracy as yet unfulfilled, chiefly because of the injustice of slavery and the inability of America's population to achieve its hope of individuality. The Civil War was an antidote to this evil as the war draws on. However, Whitman's tone becomes less celebratory. Death becomes the reality, and Whitman laments at brothers killings brothers. The summation of this death is the king of Abraham Lincoln, the man that Whitman saw as a model of leadership and greatness. In his most famous poem on Captain, My Captain, Whitman compares Lincoln to the fallen captain of a ship that has come through much trial and tribulation. He encourages the country to sing for its victory, but he admits that he can only mourn for the fallen leader. The closing section of Leaves of Grass seek to reassess the themes and motives of the previous section while continuing the journey of discovery and exploration of the self. Ottoman rivulets and from noon to starry nights can be seen as a halfway mark on Whitman's own artistic and physical journey through life. He has a clear understanding and view of death now, yet he also seeks for his own work to become inspired with the light of his previous years. In all things of nature, he understands that even death is regeneration of life, just as autumn leaves fall and grow again in the spring. Whitman ends his work with songs of parting. He is not saying a permanent goodbye to the reader, however, even death is a part of the journey. Whitman encourages the reader to see his book not as a book but as a chronicle of a life. It is a life that the reader can live and in this way Whitman lives on just as does the reader. So that's all about Whitman's poem Leaves of Grass, and sum up of every poem. Hope you like it. If you like it, please share, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks for watching. Stay connected with Study with Joy.